Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What's up, nerds? Today, we're going over the early access patch, the new one that dropped, I believe, on the 16th. So, let's go ahead and jump right in. Gameplay changes. This is what we've been waiting for, hopefully. Alright, so Fire Elites. The community suggested that we rework the burning calculation with unique new burning damage types. The number of stacks of burning on a player are now visible in the buff bar. Thank you, quality of life change. Burning is now capped at 5% of your health a second per stack, just to be clear. Okay, interesting. It'll always hit for less in this patch. Very, very nice. Now ticks at twice the frequency, but same overall damage. Okay. This damage type has also been applied to the Magma Worm's impact. Very nice. And the fireball damage. Good. Alongside Elder Lemurian's fire breath. Thank goodness. Hopefully they won't kill us now. The intent here is to make it clear to the player exactly what a burn does, regardless of how it's applied. Players were never told that by the game how burning actually stacks. If you have a certain number of burn stacks, you will now be aware of exactly how much it will hit for. Very nice. Overall, this should make the burns way less bursty and way more consistent. See, this is very good. This is what we wanted. The fire damage was very awkward, to say the least. We were never really sure how it applied. We just know that it hurt a lot. So now that we do, that's very nice. Isolates. They reworked the Ice Bomb. They improved the graphics for Ice Bomb. Interesting. It's reduced from 350 to 150. Very nice. Ice Bomb damage is no longer reduced at the edge of the radius. Okay, so it's a flat damage. Flat 150 all around. Ice Bomb now freezes characters in the radius for 1.5 seconds. Interesting. Okay. Fire Elites have always been the most threatening type, with the other two being pretty easy. The hope here is that after the nerf of the Fire affix, the Ice affix can now also be respected as a serious threat. Yes, this 1.5 is a serious threat. In later levels, you pretty much die if you're staying still and not healing for about 1.5 seconds. So definitely we have to watch out for these. They don't do as much damage as before, but that CC is killer. Lightning Elites. Lightning bombs from Lightning Elites now properly attach to players. Okay. Lightning Elites now always spawn at full shields, so we can't cheese the health anymore. And they improved the lightning bomb graphics. Okay, so lightning got a little buff, ice got a little buff, fire got a little nerf. So now they should be respectable within each other. Fire will still be strong, ice will still be strong. Lightning now just, I guess, works the way it should have, essentially. Magma Worm now switches between two modes of movement. Leaping goes high in the air, rains fireballs when it impacts the ground. This was its previous stance. Okay, so this is what it did before. Grounded. Snakes low but fast on the ground. Okay, so I guess it moves like a snake on the ground now. So it should be a little bit easier to attack. That's good. The intent is to give the break from the worm's constant leaping and to give short range characters a chance to attack. This is very nice. Very, very nice. It should be an intense fight, not a slog. Good. Reduce armor from 20 to 15 to make it less tanky. I don't think that was necessary, but it's nice. It can now jump off platforms so it doesn't get stuck on certain ledges. Good. This was killer. A lot of the times while fighting Magma Worm, it would get stuck on like floating islands up in the sky and you couldn't really do anything. So now that it can jump off those, it's very, very nice. A moment fractured. Obliteration now grants all participating players 5 lunar coins. Okay, so if you want to farm lunar coins, you can do that. Just get to the 3rd level, or not 3rd level, just get to the Obliteration Shrine and boom, pop 5 lunar coins. People want a legit way to get more lunar coins. There's currently no purpose on obliterating past the first time. This should help alleviate both. Very nice. Very, very nice. Hopefully they'll add some more incentives in the lunar shop. Because right now, you only really want to enter the lunar shop if you know for a fact you're going for a good run. Hellfire Tincture. Increase radius from 6 meters to 9 meters. Does this help at all? It could. I'm going to have to test that. I think it might be a little bit better because before it was a very concentrated area that you didn't really want to use that often. However, now that it's 9 meters, it affects more enemies. So maybe I'll have to test it out. Stone Titan. Reduce proc coefficient per tick of his laser from 1 to 0.15. Interesting. I'm not sure if that's a buff or a nerf. Reduce proc coefficient per tick of his laser. I'm not sure how it initially worked, so as of right now, I think it'll do less damage. We'll check that out in game later on. Hermit Crabs. Reduce proc coefficient on mortar attack from 3 to 0.5. Reduce base health from 150 to 100. So these are a little bit weaker. If this is doing the same thing as Stone Titan, they shouldn't be attacking as much. Reduce base health from 250 to 200. That's nice. They were a bit tanky. A little bit tankier than I think they should have been. That's very nice. Now, when they dash up on you, it's not so much of a death from you. You can sort of kill them as they come towards you. That's very nice. Artificer. Increase Artificer proc coefficient on Flame Bolt from 0.2 to 1. Increase Artificer proc coefficient on Snap Freeze Pillars from 0 to 1. And increase Artificer Snap Freeze Explosion Radius from 1.5 to 2.5 to alleviate not always freezing enemies who trigger it. Interesting. So he gets a little buff. Again, all this stuff we'll test in-game later on, but for now this is very nice. Mistakenly had a low proc coefficients. Consider these bug fixes. Interesting. We'll go ahead and check these out later on. The Huntress. Rain Arrow proc coefficient raised from 0.1 to 0.2. Interesting. Rain Arrow had a very low proc coefficient because of its AoE dot status, but it was unnecessarily low. Okay. Okay. I see what they're talking about. So this is a nerf to the Stone Titan. This is a nerf to the Hermit Crab. This is very good. This is a buff to the Artificer. Essentially, we get more procs off the attacks. Okay, I like this. This is very nice. Artificer, because he used to be essentially outscaled later games, this may help. We'll test it in game though. Mercenary, extended timeout duration to recast blinding assault from 2 seconds to 3 seconds. Small quality of life allows Mercenary to be able to cast his other abilities between recast and blinding assault without losing his recast. Interesting. So small buff. Commando, improve FMJ impact graphics. Very good. We think the majority of Commando's problems are actually VFX and SFX making him feel weaker and boring. This is the first small step towards that. A full pass will be done later in patch. Okay. So essentially they're saying he wasn't bad. It was just he felt bad because of the way it looked. So we'll take a look at this. Miscellaneous. Time now pauses in intermission stages. A moment bizarre. Very nice. Okay. So because of this, it might be worth taking the Bazaar in Prismatic Trials. We'll go ahead and look into that. Adds a 3-second invincibility period when first spawning onto map. Very nice. Ooh, we needed that downtime. We were getting slaughtered in later levels as soon as you spawn into a map. So that's very, very nice. Added localization formatting for numbers on the scoreboard. Okay, cool. So we can see numbers a little bit better in the scoreboard at least. Bug fixes. Fixed a major issue with replacing networked objects. This issue was especially frequent for clients with better performance specs than their host. This should fix the following bugs. Map assets will no longer sometimes be missing. Very nice. Clients will no longer be stuck in the pod when entering stage. I never had this, however, I assumed it was a thing. Clients will no longer be stuck mid-air when entering a stage. Okay, not bad. Never had it happen to me, but it's probably happened to other people. Clients will no longer be unable to select a character joining from one network session to another. Interesting bug, never had that. Clients will no longer be missing out of bound zones, causing them to fall forever. Whew, thank you. That was a big one. Specifically on the snow map. That was a huge one. Allow changes in maximum health shield to instantly fill that missing amount. This means that Wake of Vultures / Transcendence will no longer give you an empty shield. Very nice. I did not know that was a bug. Improve spawn logic to reduce chances of spawning through the floor. Very nice. We don't want that. We don't want falling through the floor. Clean up engineer turret scaled drivers to fix their AI not working sometimes. Thank you. Because sometimes the engineer turrets would not attack things. That was a big bug. Multi-secondary equipment will no longer inherit the cooldown of the first one picking up. Oh, that was a big bug. Swapping equipments on multi was a bit of a hassle because sometimes, like I said, it would inherit the cooldown of the first one. So it's very nice that it doesn't do that anymore. Improved collision detection of Hellfire Aura. I guess it wasn't acting as they wanted it to before, so this seems like a buff. And so you might be getting more DPS out of this. Update elite naming for localization, appearance, and pings. Very nice. Prevent pre-placed map objects spawning into dynamically spawned ones. Very good. Sometimes things would glitch into each other, and you couldn't really do anything about it. You just sort of had to dance around it and hope you were able to activate it. Clean up save procedures to reduce chance of save corruption. Very nice. Names for reconnecting players will now appear correctly instead of question mark, question mark, question mark. Very nice. Bloom can now be turned off in the settings. Very nice. This was a bug for a long time now. Bloom will not be able to be turned off, so good thing to fix that, because now I can turn it off. You don't really need bloom in the game, by the way. It just adds like halo effects to lighting. Frozen material overlay now properly always display. Okay, so now we know when things are actually frozen instead of guessing. Update Hunter strafing animation to blend properly. Fix incorrect normal textures, add a missing jump animation. Very cool, so quality of life changes. Fixed Artificer snap freeze explosion radius not being large enough to always freeze. Yep, that's what they talked about earlier. Fixed NG being able to sometimes get more than 2 turrets. This is a small nerf, but a good one. You shouldn't be able to get more than 2 turrets if they don't want you to have more than 2 turrets. Fixing Mercenary, being able to take major fall damage during dashing attacks. This is very nice because sometimes while falling, you would dash or attack or do something to slow your fall, and on the dash, it will not apply. So sometimes you take all the fall damage and kill yourself. This is actually a significant portion of blazing deaths. You dash in, get set to 1, and then get ticked for that last point of health. Yep, happens. Remove typo and engineer description. Okay. Fix slider value text scrolling past the mask in the options menu. Okay. Imp overloads no longer blink off into the distance if no viable target is found. Good, that would happen. Sometimes the imp overlords would blink something like 50 meters away in a random direction, and we'd have no idea why. So I guess this is why. Brass contraption bodies can no longer be targeted by clients. This was good, because I think Huntress was attacking the brass contraptions even if they were dead, so that's good. Radar scanner now properly identifies teleporters and barrels. Interesting, I didn't know that was a problem. Corrected some typos. Good, there were a few typos here and there, especially in the logbook. Reducing screen shake no longer reduces controller vibrations. Interesting, they probably just tied the two thinking it wasn't that big of a deal. Controller vibration no longer persists in the main menu after quitting a run. Very nice. I know some gamers have that problem. They usually just forget to turn it off, or it's reapplied for some reason. You just with the logic behind the coding, they probably forget to do something. Reduce particle system noise quality to improve performance. Very nice. So we should be seeing more performance. Allow use of the pause menu and character select. Interesting. I've never... Oh yeah, actually yeah, because you need to change graphic settings and all that, and you can't do that till once you get in game. So that's very nice. Slightly increase bloom threshold and abyss depths to be less glowy. Very nice. So they just turn down post-processing essentially. This is a very good patch. This will change the way we run some of these runs, especially Monsoon. Getting a Fire Elite or Magma, like a Magma Worm or Lemurian, in, I'd say, stages 6 and above was probably a run killer. So I'm glad they did this. They're now a little bit more survivable. This is very nice. I will also have a video comparing these results later on, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.